This conference will now be recorded.
All right, guys, welcome to the weekly watch list. So let's get into it. So here's ES, S&P 500. So I'll go again, take a look at the monthly. We're in this long bullish channel. Also have this channel potentially, and we are hitting the yellow channel. We are about to hit that yellow channel, and every time we've hit it, we've come back. So let's see if we hit it and come back, or if we're gonna push through it and then head to this upper channel resistance here at 3,200. So let's go into the weekly. So the weekly, we are breaking out of this three highs right here. We are breaking out and we're making a new high. And after hours again, we're making more new highs. We hit 370. And remember last week, our targets were 3050, 3060, 3070. And on Friday, I had mentioned that we were going to go to 370, 380 area to test this uptrend resistance here. And we're almost there. The after hours we're at 371, 75, and just hanging out there. So it's looking good. I think that we can definitely go to 377 before it pulls back a little bit and has trouble at that resistance. We could actually even go past that and hit that 380, 384 level before it actually gives a really good pullback. So we're still bullish for the short term. If we can clear that 380 and get above it, then that 3100 or 3108 better is going to come. But we have to get over 384 first. If we could get over 384 first and hold it, we'll be holding above this resistance here. And we could hit that 31. And then once that 31 hits, we're going to probably pull back to about 3010. So we'll pull back to this area of support here. So once we get up into this area, either 384, 3108, we should see a pullback from here, from this zone. Let me see here. From this zone here, we should see a pullback. Well, actually, let me make it a little bit. From, all right, let's see here. From this zone here, we should see a pullback down to 310. 310, so about 3,100 down to 310. And it could still be bullish. It could still be bullish with that pullback. And we could potentially go to 3,200, but 3,212. But that's what we're seeing right now. We're still seeing more upside at 377, 3077, 3084, and potentially 3108. But I would be, if we get up there without a pullback, if we're just up, and we get to 3108 without any pullback, then there's going to be a bigger pullback that's going to come back down at 31 or 3010. So be prepared for that. That's what I'm anticipating there. A push up here, get tight in this rising wedge, and then finally break down, get some support here, and then probably head back up. Okay, so that's for the S&P 500. So let's look at the Qs. All right, so the Qs also have a breakout, and they've actually already holding that breakout, and they're hitting price target 1 after hours, and we can go to price target 2 at 82.50, and then a push to 83.71 can be done before any pullback can happen. So we're still bullish on the Nasdaq. That also goes for the Qs, which are the Nasdaq ETF. So we're breaking out here. After hours, we're at that first target, and then we could go to 200 and then 202.70. So still bullish on the Qs, holding this uptrend. It's looking good. We could redraw that as a channel here. So we're at the lower end of that channel. We could go to the upper end of the channel at 202.70. So that's looking good for more upside. So the Qs are looking good. Good buy volumes coming in. Like to see that volume coming in. So we should see a nice push higher to that 202.70 area on the Qs. All right, let's go to YM, which is the Dow. So here we could take these off. And we can see this W pattern is here. And the Dow is actually the lagger of all the futures. We have S&P 500 and NASDAQ already into all-time highs, whereas the Dow still has not made new all-time highs. It's kind of the lagger. So we're anticipating that one to break 27,377 and then push to 27,756, and then that would create the new all-time highs and a breakout. So this one still needs a breakout. It's looking good. Indicators are looking good, so it should be heading on its way to breakout, but it is lagging behind all other major futures. So now let's go into last week. We talked about TNX. Let's see, not TNX. TNX. Let's see, TNX. 10-year treasury. So mentioned on last week's weekly watch list that we were going to push to this downtrend and then we were going to pull back. Okay. So we pulled back and we filled this gap and we held that weekly support. So that's very good. Now I said, in order for us to be a strong bull market, we need to get over this 1903. Okay, so we pulled back here and we held this 50-day and we held that weekly support. Okay, we made a nice piercing line reversal here. So this is going to head back up. But remember, we need this breakout here. So I got an alert here. So if we break out here, that's going to be very strong for the market. Very strong. We're not going to get extremely strong unless we're above 22 or 21, but we're going to be very strong if we're above 19. That's going to be a very strong bull market. So above strong bull. So right now, everything's working out as planned. We still have that W formation. We filled this gap. Now we're going to come up here and fill this gap and then push on up. And we're going to see if we could push to break out and push to the 20s on TNX. If we do get above that 19, that's very, very, very strong. For the stock market, expect hard rally if we can achieve that. If we can achieve a break above 19 on the 10-year treasury, watch for a very, very strong rally. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a cup and handle and another cup and handle. Okay, so two kind of cups and handles forming here and making higher lows. So we want to see that breakout, and once that does, very, very strong moves in the markets are going to come. Okay, that's where you're going to make good money. So those very hard pushes in the market. Okay, we might get a melt up. If we get above these 19s, we're going to get some strong buying in the markets, and then we're going to rally very hard. Okay, be prepared for that if it happens. Okay, now if we rally up here and then reverse and come back down, that's very bad. Okay, we don't want that. So we want this to rally up above and stay above. If that could do that, very strong bull market. If it can't stay above and it hits the 20 and then comes right back, then that's very weak, and we want to exit the market as soon as possible. Okay. Now, if it shoots up and keeps going, that is we're going to revisit that when that happens, if it happens. Okay, right now let's focus on short term. We're focusing on that 19. We get above that 19, very strong bull market, and we'll be buying all the dips. Okay, so let's get into some stocks, or actually let's go into SPY really quick. SPY, so SPY's still in this rising wedge. We hit that 306.19. Okay, we still gonna push to 307. I think we're maybe near that after hours. And then we're gonna go to that 308.21. 308.21, you wanna watch there, and then 310. So let me duplicate this, and 310, 310.07. 310.08, there we go. 310.08, we want to watch that because that's going to correlate with our 3100 on our S&P 500. So we want to watch that level. If we get above 308 and hold, 308.20 and hold, then we're going to go to 310. And then from there, we're going to pull back to potentially this this level here at 304, 305 level, about 304 level. This zone right here, this zone of good support, there's very good support between 302 and 304. So that $2 range of support, we're going to pull back there if we get rejected at 310 and fall back. This is where you're going to want to buy. Okay, this is where you're going to want to buy. We're probably going to fill this gap. If we get to 310 and we go straight there with no pullbacks, then we're going to possibly fill this gap and then fill this gap here at 301.50, and then from there rally back up. And we could pull back here and still be all right. Most definitely. We could go here, pull back here, and we're still fine. So don't worry about that. Let's go into the hourly. So we see, okay, we're near 307, 306.86. Okay, so we're near that. It looks like it's still good, ready for a push. So we might get to 308 by Monday or Tuesday. So watch that. Let's go back to the daily. Be cautious up here though. Be cautious between 308 and 310. Watch for a pullback in those areas. Watch for weaknesses. Okay. All right. Let's go into CAT. So CAT was on our watch list last week, and as we could see, it's breaking out and it's heading to that first target at 146. Okay, it's almost there, and then once it gets there, it has a possibility to go that 153.40. We have strong volume on that breakout. All indicators very strong, very bullish. On our weekly, we have strong breakout, strong volume, momentum's up, money flows up. That's looking good. On our monthly, we're looking on that squeeze. That squeeze is starting to turn up. All indicators are turning up. That's looking good. This one's just getting started. I'm telling you, this one's just getting started. Just getting started. It's destroying this downtrend, and now it's creating this uptrend. And this uptrend's gonna keep going. So that's gonna be a nice runner right there. Nice runner. Was basing here, rallied on up here, came back to this base, held it, and now it wants to run again, and it wants to break that 173, and it wants to go to the 200. That's what it wants. That's what it wants. So don't fight it. Just go with it. Just go with it. Okay. Cat's looking great. This gap here is a little concerning, but as long as we stay above 140, then that doesn't concern me one bit. Okay. Maybe in the long future, we'll come back and revisit that. But as of right now, we're not even worried about it. It's too far below for us to even be concerned about it. As long as we're above 140, doesn't exist to us. All right. So we get below 140, then it exists to us. Above 140, exists. Okay. All right. So cat's looking good. Okay. UTX. So UTX, this one's been on the weekly watch list for a very long time. And we've been discussing this inverse head and shoulders. And now this squeeze is firing up. Okay. Indicators all strong, bullish. Squeeze firing up. Volume coming in. What's there not to like? There's nothing not to like. Very strong. We've been telling you guys to buy this since it was 127, and now it's 146. So about a $20 move up. I've been telling you guys buy 70-day out options or more, and if you have, then you're winning. You're making money. This one is heading to 150 and then 156. Longer term, it could go to 171, and I think that's where it wants to go. It wants to go to that 171. So long term, very, very bullish. Short term, we're looking at a push to 150. It's another about $5 move, and then from there we'll reassess. But I think it has no problem continuing the trend up to the 156 and more. All right, UTX. Okay, let's go into Facebook. Facebook here. All right, Facebook. We watched it last week, and we said that it is developing this inverse head and shoulders, and earnings was a potential break to the upside. And we did have a nice push to that 196.44, but then we got rejected and sold off. But the next day we held that uptrend here, and we closed above that daily support. So we are still bullish on Facebook as long as we are above that 192.50. We stay above that 192.50, then we're going back hundreds. We're push that 196.44, and we're gonna have some resistance at 199.35, and then some more resistance at 201. But once we're above that 196.44, then it is strong bullish above to 205 and to test those all-time highs of 208.66. So we're bullish on Facebook still a lot of buy volume coming in. I think it still wants higher. RSI's looking great, indicators looking great, money flows looking good. I think Facebook is still bullish, and targets for the week are heading to the 200, so about a $7 move. So that looks good. Facebook. Let's see, Valero. We looked at Valero last week, and we said that it was at the top of this resistance, and we should see a pullback. And we did get a pullback. It was not that big at all. And it's been holding here. Unless it breaks 101.40, I think it consolidates. A lot of buy volume coming in. If it breaks 101.40, 44, then this one's going to go to 106 and then 110. But if it stays below it, then it's just going to consolidate sideways. This is good resistance here. I do like all the buy volume though. Buy volume is very, very strong. Very, very strong. We are at that weekly channel here. So I don't like that weekly hanging man right there. So that is why I'm kind of hesitant on Valero. I think a pullback is going to come back down to this uptrend here at about 93, maybe 94. I'll pull back there, and then from there, it could set up to either push up again or drop over. But it does look very strong on the daily. I really like all that buy volume, but I don't like the weekly. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't like that weekly. You know, that crucifix. That's what it's called. The crucifix. It's also called a hanging man, which is also a crucifix. You know, a guy hanging from a cross. It's a hanging man, right? So crucifix, hanging man, whatever you want to call it, it's not a good thing on the top of a trend. It's telling us that there's a possible strong resistance, big sellers there, and this could pull back before it breaks up, or it could pull back before it consolidates and drops back down. But on here, I like all the buy volume. So if we do get a pullback, it's a buy the dip on Valero, as it is very, very strong. I mean, gap up, gap up, gap up, gap up, gap up, gap up, resistance, pullback, push. I mean, if you bought the dip for this stock in the past 2 months, it's just been paying you every single day. So watch it. If it breaks 101.44, it's a strong buy. But if it pulls back, you want to buy at 193, 194, maybe when this gap is filled here at 193.80. Or even this gap here at 191. If it even gets that far down, I'm not sure if it will, but if it does, that's a strong buy. If it gets to 92, strong buy, but I would take a buy long term at 93, 94 if it gets there. All right. So Valero, let's go to Costco. Costco, very, very good buying opportunity right now in Costco. Costco, nice bullish uptrend. It is at the lower end support of the channel, has a squeeze. Okay, RSI is at 50. You know, there's a lot of sell volume coming in, don't get me wrong, but the trend is up. Okay, and what do we see on the weekly? The weekly here, we have a inverted cross or inverted hanging man or a inverted crucifix, right? So what is that? That is actually bullish. Okay, since the other one was bearish, this one is bullish. So as long as this holds above this 295, this is gonna push upwards. Okay, we do have some sell volume here, but then we had some nice buy volume here. We do have some sell volume here, but it's below average. So we like that this buy volume is above average. So we want to watch it here. This could be a good opportunity for it to push the 310, 305 and 310, 311 area and break those highs. I think that it still looks good. I don't see really a bearish pattern on it. As you can see, Costco pushes up, consolidates down, looks like it's going to break down and then pops up, consolidates down, looks like it's going to go down and it's probably going to pop up. So anticipate a pop up again. And we did get a hard pop, and this one was a smaller pop. We didn't even get to those highs yet. We shorted those highs by $2, but we haven't broke this support in the 50-day. We're holding still, so I think this could be a good buy as long as that 295 holds. This should be a good buy for push higher. So I'll be watching Costco this week. All right, so let's go into GLD. GLD is looking great on the weekly. Let's go into the weekly. So here on the weekly, we have a nice bullish pennant. So this bullish pennant broke out Friday. It was holding that buy zone 41.28, and it's pushing now We still need to get above 142.80 for the daily breakout, but it's breaking out of the weekly. So this downtrend is broken officially, closed above, broke. Okay, now let's go to the daily. Daily here, we're in this channel, this uptrend, bullish uptrending channel. We have a nice squeeze on it, good buy volume coming in, money flow is good, looking good. Okay, all indicators are bullish. We do have that little gap there, but if we get above that 142.80, this one's going to 143 and 144.50. So I really like that push there. And we're going to hold this channel, and we'll probably push up to the upper end of that channel if we pull back or anything. But I think that if we get a pullback this week, Monday, Tuesday, if we get any type of pullback below the 50-day and fill this gap, it's a buying opportunity. Buying opportunity. Okay. And as along with, long term GLD, I see it going to 150, 155s. Longer term into next year into the 160s. That's a $20 move from here. So definitely be having long positions in GLD in your portfolio. Broke down trend, nice bullish uptrend. We might break that sometime next month. We're going to break this channel here. Until then, we're going to respect this channel. And we still got some room to the upside on this channel. All right. GLD, GDX, I posted already in the Facebook group, but here we have this falling wedge broken out, back tested, confirmed, and starting that uptrend. Okay, so it broke out, back tested, confirmed, held the buy zone, pushed up, and now heading to the first target on the daily, and then it's going to push to the second target, and then it's going to push towards that weekly breakout. Okay, so that breakout, that 31 area should be broken out at least by the either end of the month or the beginning of next month. We should break out of this and be in the 30s. I think we're going to be in the 30s by December. Okay, so we're just starting November. It's the 3rd. I think that we're going to start a nice uptrend here, and we'll get that breakout either the end of the month or the beginning of December. And we'll start to push to that 33.90 target either mid-December or end of December. So I like December 30th, those December 28th calls. They're not that expensive, and it's looking good, looking really good actually. Looking better on the weekly. We got a bullish crossover from the 50-day. We have a squeeze forming, money flow increasing. I mean, look at that money flow. That money flow is just popping up. Lots of money coming in. Lots of money coming in. RSI is starting to turn up, but that money flow is increased. Look at all that buy volume. All that buy volume coming in. Held that buy zone very nicely. I think that this one's going to push in the 30s by December. And next year sometime, maybe January, February, be in the high 30s and going into the 40s next year sometime. So that's GDX. So GDX and GLD are the gold ones that I've been looking at. And let's see, Costco and Q. Now let's go take a look at VIX. VIX here. So let's take a look at, there we go. So VIX here, so highs are in the 50s, right? Lows are in the 8s, right? 8s. So let's go here, and we could see that these have support right here at 1105, and then also here, send that to the left, we got good support at 1216. Good support at 1216. Okay, good resistance at 1380. So let's go into the daily, and we could see that 1105 has that good support, okay, and going back it has good support. But that 1216 has very good support, has multiple areas of support, okay, 1216, 1216. Okay. We are pretty much in that area here, and we're kind of consolidating. So I think we consolidate a little bit more. If we push down, we hit that 11, but if we get down 9, if we get down to 9 or 8, I mean 8 is low, but if we get to 9 or 8, you want to buy VIX calls long term out, okay? Year or 6 months, you want to buy. It's not going to stay that low, okay? So I mean, here it stayed relative in that area, but if you notice, we always got a pop, right? So this was at 10 and it popped to 16. Okay, this was at 9 and it popped to 15. Okay, this was at 9 and popped to 17. Okay, this one's at 8. Next month it popped to 15. Okay, so when we get to these low levels, there is a spot in time where it likes to shoot. Okay, so if you're at, say, 9 or 850 and you buy your out 30 calls, right? 30 or 40 calls, whatever you want, whatever fits your risk tolerance. And or out of nowhere, you know, elections coming up, political things are coming up, all this stuff is coming up, and you get a straight pop to 50. It doesn't matter if you're losing every day for the past 6 months. That one shot up is going to pay you 10 times on what you did. Okay, this is what edge is. Okay, so if we ever get down to this 9 area, long 6 months to a year out. Okay, leap calls on. Okay, all right. And I believe that was it. That's all I wanted to go over on the weekly watch list. So again, watch for ES, S&P 500 to hit this resistance here at that 70 or 3077, 3080 point. And if we get above it and hold, watch for that 3108.75 and then a drop back down to 3010. Okay, so we go up and then here. Okay, up and then here. And then here you want to see it hold. And if it holds, then it's a buy for 3200. Okay, and then 3200 could be our possible top out. Possible. If it's not, we're going to 3500. Okay, but 3200 for now, in my eyes, that could be the top out. It's the top of this channel, but that doesn't mean it can't consolidate, grind up. But if we do get a blow off top, we're going to pull back here and then rage up. Okay, that is what I am. So we're still in this rising wedge on the daily. Still in it. It's getting tighter and tighter, but we still got more room to the upside. So 3080, this resistance here, watch it, see if there's any pullback there. But it should push up past it and then hit that 3108, and then from there we could pull back down to 3010. All right, guys. Hope that you enjoyed the video.